All right, so haven't done this for a couple months now, maybe a little more. So I'm throwing a little bit of blood up under the microscope and see what we got going on here. Um, and I don't know if you can see, but yeah, so I'm scrolling around back here. So red blood cells. And these guys are actually white cells here, so I'm kind of curious. I know my white cells count up, so from last time we looked at this, I expect to be able to find these a lot more easily. Last time when we went through this stuff, it's like it was tough to find them. So um, you can see I've got a little bit of sticking going on with the cells here. We're going to scroll around a bit and see how consistent that is. What we really want to see, like this guy here, how that's really nice and round. That's what we want to see. We see like this fragility. This guy here, he's sitting there by himself. It's a little bit oval shaped. Let me see if I can. Yeah, so yeah, so so these kinds of things here, that's not good. That's fragility in the cell wall. We know my hemoglobin's low, along with a bunch of other things in there. So I'm expecting to see that. Um, from what I remember, I would say that this probably looks a little bit better than last time. So again, another white cell. So he was pretty easy to find. That looks like I have another one there. So look, I have a larger field of view here. Uh, all right, sorry. So scrolling around here is telling me a lot. What I already know is going on. We really need to build these guys up a lot. This is my big problem. This is why you need to heal. This is an ongoing conversation I have with my oncologist. And it's like I told him, I says, you've had many patients that have come through, and they go through the treatment and they test out and they're cancer free, and then a few weeks or a few months later, they when they end up relapsing, cancer comes back, and only this time it's pissed. It's way worse than it was before. And that's not because the cancer is different. The cancer didn't change. What changed is the treatment knocked out all your white cells, your killer T cells. So there's no soldiers on the field to fight when it comes back. So that's what I keep really pushing for, is we have to, even though we're doing things to kill the cancer, kill the tumor, we also need to be doing things in between that are actually building the body up. So, and that's why I pay a lot of attention to this. We need to get that hemoglobin up. We need to get, we just need to get my body stronger, healthier, to heal faster. Yeah, so here's white cell there, another white cell there. We have different kinds of white cells. This guy here, that's probably a monocyte. The reason why I always say probably is you can't really tell conclusively by looking at this, because there's a whole staining process and things that you have to go. So people that understand a little bit about what's going on, I get that, but we can make some educated guesses as to what type of a cell these are. And when we go back, we look at labs and stuff. We usually hit it pretty close to right. Um, so again, when we find things in here, we want to go back it up with actual labs. using this as a tool to help us, just to kind of guide us as to which labs to run. It can be helpful for that. So yeah, another white cells. Yeah, so you can totally sell, and this is all my labs right now. Completely confirm this. This is exactly what I expected to see. My labs were getting down close to where my hemoglobin was down around 8. Right now I'm like at 11.8, so pretty significant difference. Anything lower than 8, that's when they start giving you EPO or erythropoietin to boost those levels up, which is a really quick, easy way to boost those numbers up. In some cases, if you read some studies, there's been instances where that's shown to actually into helping the tumor grow as well. So the problem is we're always juggling back and forth. A lot of the things that'll help me, be healthy can also end up aiding in growing the cancer. And as near as we can tell, it's shrunken considerably. I'll probably post some new pictures up of that. So the pictures, again, look way better than before. So we know we're moving in the right direction. And right now with this long break, we have reason to believe that everything's just stayed stable. So may not be shrinking right now, but it's not growing. And as long as it's not growing, I'm good. So, we can work with that. But until we get this coughing lung thing taken care of, my treatments are on hold. So this is the one that I really want to see. So we're going back and looking at dry blood now. Turn that light down a bit. Okay. So, looking at that first readable drop here, definitely on that first one, I'm betting heavily that I got some hormone imbalance going on right now. So I'm arguing, debating on back and forth. I want an endocrinologist on board with this. It's completely and totally relevant to cancer treatment, but most oncologists don't want to make the connections to that. My GP is not having any part of it. So, I'm going to find somebody to get those labs done. Or again, a lot of this stuff I got to do out of pocket, which, really sucks. So I'm probably going to start running some labs on my hormones and stuff and stabilize that stuff out of it. So I still have some massive areas of free radical damage here. I mean, this is bad. You don't want your blood to look like this. Now, having said that, I've seen people with blood that is this level of free radical damage and seen people turn it around sometimes fairly quickly. So and one of the things that we'll see sometimes, and this can be from various things, but this is kind of interesting. These little, looks like almost like little air bubbles in here. It's not air bubbles. Those are sialic acid beads. And we actually see those in cases with people that have cancer. If I notice that, if I was looking at someone's blood, I would not tell them, oh, this is indicative of cancer, because it's not always cancer. Sometimes it is. There's like, you can have like fungal infections, things like that can make them pop up. So there's other things that can affect that. It's kind of, got to be careful with how you talk to people, because you end up just unnecessarily scaring the crap out of people, and we don't need to do that. So again, lots of free radical damage. So yeah, we really got to clean all that up. So And you know, a lot of this level of damage that we're looking here, this is from the treatment that I've gone through. Is a lot of it. It's you know, some of it's from the cancer. I had a very significant amount of free radical damage before. The drugs that they give you that kill the cancer, you know, we all know it's hard on your body. So that's why it's so important that we have to have that healing protocol that gets worked in with your cancer treatments, assuming that you know decided to go with a traditional method of treatment. And I firmly believe I did not have a choice. It was growing so fast that you know, we needed to put the brakes on it somehow. And you know, again, I'm on a big break right now, trying to clear the inflammation out of my lungs. I've been taking prednisone, which is again something else that's, you know, a little hard on your body. But you know, for certain things, it's a really, really good tool. So anyways, I'm going to go through this some more. I'll probably be screening it again pretty soon. I'm going to be getting a CT scan in January. I'm talking to my pulmonologist on Monday. So we're going to try and figure out what the root of this is. And then from there, we can start making some better decisions on about how to proceed. So I know there's going to be some big changes in my treatment protocols. And I actually have some of, you know, from my connections from the, you know, alternative world, I have some doctors that are coming in. They're going to start helping and supporting me with some of the other stuff. So, and I'll be talking more about that as we go. So, hey, if you have any questions, definitely hit me up and, you know, just drop a comment in there. I'm happy to answer questions. And, you know, until next time, it's just a ride.